All right, etiquette expert Carey McBeth is back with us again. Carey, nice to see you.
And you.
So we're talking about some things that you sometimes have to deal with in life that are a little difficult to talk to someone about, whether it's a death in the family, or we're talking about someone losing their job, or even down to the smallest things. We'll get to the end of something in your teeth. But let's talk about some of the more serious ones.
Reminds me.
You just tell them there's something in your teeth.
Is that your approach?
Yes, it is.
Well, we'll
because
see if that's
they're thankful.
Yeah, well, let's talk about the death of a family member, a close friend. That's a serious one that it's sometimes people have a lot of trouble dealing with.
Yes, and Steve, the number one thing that you want to do is just to be there for the people, to be a listener. Just let them speak, let them say what they're feeling, how they're feeling, provide support in any possible way that you can, and allow them to talk freely about the individual. A lot of the times we won't talk about it because, we can't talk about that person, when actually that person really wants to discuss that person. You know, talking about the wonderful things, all of their amazing qualities that they've had.
Right.
So first and foremost, just be a good listener and be there for that person.
We had a situation once where I was at a funeral, and a friend said to another friend who had lost someone very close to them, he said, "Oh, I guess this is closure for you." And the friend got really upset because he said, "No, this isn't closure." And that's a word we gets thrown around a lot.
I think it gets just people hear that word. Oh, I'll just say that word.
Yeah,
it's just like the other thing is when someone loses someone, we always say, "I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry to hear that," and it sounds so trite, doesn't it? I mean,
sorry
I don't know
for your loss.
Yeah, like I don't know what more to say
we...
sometimes. It's like, you know.
You know, and that's when you want to bring up the really positive aspects of that person, bringing up a wonderful memory, because that's something that the person wants to know about. Instead of so sorry for your loss, they're already feeling that sorriness of the loss. Bring up, something positive about that person. Wow, that, that individual, they were just an incredible person.
Yeah,
you know, what they did. Exactly. You know, you can't have a party by any means, but you can certainly have a little bit more of a positive encounter with the individual that's going through that.
Like at my dad's celebration, celebration of life, when he passed away. Yeah, that was very uplifting, I thought. And
absolutely,
anyway,
and we said a lot of nice things about Mark's dad, and it's tough when you go there. What do you say to someone, right? But Mark likes joking, so we joked a lot at his place.
It went well, very well.
Now, what about the case where someone loses a job? Whether it's a close friend or even a colleague that you've worked with for many years. What do you do in that situation?
Yeah, that's always a tough one, especially if you're working for the same company. You have to be very mindful of what you're saying. Don't state anything negative towards the company. Oh, it's their loss or whatever, because again, this is you and what you're putting out there. But what you do want to do is to be positive. How can I help you? Can I help you to get in touch with some of my network? Do you need some help with your resume? Again, putting more of a positive focus onto those individuals as opposed to the negative. Oh, wow, the market is so hard out there for jobs right now. Or that person already knows that right now they need that friendship and they need to be pumped up as much as they possibly can, and to help any way you can.
Well, we'll be there for each other. Right? That's where the time comes.
Can you, in a situation like that, say, if I hear of something in the industry, or is that what someone's looking at that particular time?
Absolutely, because of course they're going to be very concerned over the fact that they've lost their job and how am I going to get a job. Instead of, if I could be there for you at all, really help them state, I know somebody within your industry. If they're looking for somebody, I'd love to put you in touch. It's the most important thing that you can do is actually give the person help, as opposed to just saying that you're going to.
Again, it's kind of like, well, it's not quite like when someone loses a family member, but sometimes I've seen people where they think to themselves, well, I'm sure this person has gotten 20 phone calls already. If I phone them, it's like I'm just sort of beating a dead horse here. I'm saying the same thing over and over. It's like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like,
that's exactly it.
Yeah.
It's true. That's the thing, is that as a good dear friend or even a past colleague, you want to be there for the person. So it's not necessarily, some people might be thinking, Squire, exactly what you're thinking. Oh, they're getting inundated. No, still be there. Be that good person and be supportive for them.
Okay. Now, what about you run into someone and they're dealing with a serious illness, and they, whether it's cancer, whatever it is, and they're sick. How do you sort of bring up that topic with them?
Yeah, and that's again where this listening component is so important. Just listen. They're going to be scared. They're going to want to talk about the various situations. If they want to talk about the fact that they're scared of dying, don't sit there and go, oh, don't say that. Allow them to speak and just listen, but also maintain their privacy in the fact that you don't go and spread it towards others. The most important thing that you can do for somebody, though, in those situations is to actually provide the most support. So again, instead of just saying, oh, I'll be there for you, go and help with meal support, help with household chores this time of the year, gardening the lawn, mowing the lawn, anything that you can do. And again, just keep in communication, let that person know you're thinking of them.
Okay, and real quick about, if someone has a little spinach in their teeth, What do you do with that? Is it appropriate to say it?
Just
this is always, it's the biggest one. It depends on who you're with. If you're with a potential client or if you're with somebody that you do not know, you have to be very, very sensitive on that one.
Yeah.
Like,
if it is somebody that you do know, you can absolutely state it.
It's easy.
What if you're on a date and the girl is the one that has it in? Would you say that to her? Should you say it to her?
I would not
No,
on a
hold
date.
it a
First,
But then she knows that you didn't say anything, and it was obvious.
If someone has spinach in
Okay,
their
we
teeth,
got to run. We're out of time.
I'm looking away now.
We're going to argue
say
this,
something.
but we'll talk to you in a little while. Have a great one. Carey's on Twitter at Carey McBeth. So
You got a little something here.
We're going to argue.